Kenya's decision to close down the Dadaab refugee camp within the shortest time possible was unexpected and is bound to cause a humanitarian crisis.
Good morning. How are you? Welcome.
Concerned about the fate of the nearly 400,000 refugees who currently shelter in the camp, the United Nations Security Council president led a delegation to Nairobi, hoping it would convince Kenya to pause her repatriation plans.
The discussion was open. We did not receive any promise, but again, what we understood that there was a room for discussion about this matter.
What really was your direct message to the Kenyan government? Was it please wait a little longer? And do you think Kenya's concerns as Security Council are valid?
We also are facing terrorism in my country and in other countries in the region. We understand what does it mean to have terrorism. So the first message was really that we are, as a Security Council, supporting the President and the Kenyan authority for that. The second, of course, message is that when it comes to the refugee issue, I think we, all of us, voiced the concern about, like I said before, that closing it might not be the best option right now.
Dadaab is arguably the size of a small city, having exceeded its originally intended capacity by nearly 200,000 people. Beyond the environmental pressure, however, Kenya says her citizens have had to shoulder a huge economic burden to run the Department of Refugee Affairs, which costs roughly $1 billion shillings every year. The department has been disbanded, Kenya insisting that her plans to shut down the camps still stand despite pressure from the international community. Somalia is currently preparing for an election considered highly significant, coming nearly half a century since Somalis voted in a genuinely popular government.
So there is no lack of will, it's just a very long way to go. If you take a long view, you see how far Somalia has come, but clearly there is much more that needs to be done. There are challenges in terms of the politics, there are challenges in terms of the security situation and the threat from Al-Shabaab, and there are constant humanitarian and development challenges. And with all of them, we are committed to staying the course.
Although it empathizes with Kenya, the United Nations Security Council is opposed to the immediate closure of the Dadaab refugee camp. Premature repatriation of refugees would be disastrous. The Council appears hopeful that the August 2016 election in Somalia would help the country regain stability that would then enable her to take back all her citizens. Sylvia Chebet, Citizen TV at the United Nations offices, Nairobi.